Hello, how's everyone doing? On this, well, it's actually rainy here. I was going to say lovely Monday, but it's a rainy Monday here. We've had really good weather the past week, so it's sadly come to an end now. But how is everyone? I hope everyone's doing good. I feel like it's been ages since I've done a live like a channel live because I've done I think I did like 3 Patreon ones last month in August. So, yeah, it's been a while because I was in Oregon, and I have to tell you about my accident that I had when I was in Oregon. And yeah, just not really too much to catch up on the old TV front because there's nothing happening anywhere. And I mean, soon we got the morning show starring on Wednesday. So at least that's going to be something for a few weeks. But honestly, it is just getting wild. Like, with that, they're going to start running out of stuff soon that's been, in the bank. And all the shows are supposed to be starting back at the end of this month, like Grey's Anatomy and Station 19 and everything. So it's going to be a really difficult fall with no TV. So I will briefly tell you what happened to me in Oregon, um, and then we can just chat because I went to Oregon like 2 weekends ago, and I was there for a week, and then I'm going to Florida. Well, I go to Dublin a week tomorrow, and then I go to Florida a week on Wednesday. And I got to Oregon on like Saturday night because I went to London. I hate going to England and going, but there was a direct flight from London to Portland. So I'm going to get the rental car, and I'm going up an escalator, and there was a man in front of me who he had to be like 500 pounds. He was a really big man. He wasn't super like tall, like maybe like 5'10", 5'11". So taller than me anyway, a lot taller than me. I'm like 5'2" on a good day. And so this guy, he had a suitcase too, like a real I could have gotten the suitcase. It was really big. And he's in front of me, and my brother's in front of him. And the guy, like, as the escalator is turning, like, in, because it goes like flat and then it goes into steps. As that's happening, so we're like, a little bit up, he starts to like wobble a little bit. And then we go a little bit further up, and he completely falls back onto me. And because like I said, he was a really heavy man, so he like hit me like this, like his back basically hit me, and I fell all the way back on the escalator, like smashed into the escalator. He smashed onto me, and the escalator was obviously kept going. So I had a Bettentina t-shirt on and sweatpants, and so then I started doing like 3 backwards tumbles because the escalator is like pushing me. And then my Bettentina t-shirt and my sweatpants were getting sucked into the escalator. I had Jordans on, and they got pulled out of like pulled from my feet on the escalator. And then all I was thinking was, because like I was getting pulled into the escalator, this and my I'll tell you about my injuries, but as I was getting pulled in, all I was thinking was, oh my god, if my hair gets sucked in, like I'm done. And that's why I was like, oh, the middle-aged lady Bob has saved my life. And and there was no one around. There was no one around. And my brother was at the top already, but like waiting on me. But like he's like 21, 22, so he's like panicking, like seeing, me being sucked into an escalator. And so this woman heard like the commotion, and she came, and she like went to help me like stand up, and I was like, hit the emergency stop, hit the emergency stop. Like that's all I was screaming because all I was thinking about was my hair getting sucked in. So like, finally, she hit it, thank God, and then, obviously, the escalator stopped, and when I stood up, my whole like, my entire back, my, like, upper arms, my thighs, my hips cut to pieces. Like, I will show you a picture. All the like, it's like escalator lines, like the marks where I'd been like, my skin had been sucked in because as well, like, loose skin was easily sucked in and, from, like, weight loss. And then the next day, like, I went to see because it was, like, quite late when I got the car, like, calmed down, got the car, went to the hotel, and I went to CVS and got one of those, like, spray bottle of antiseptic because when I like, my even my T-shirt and my sweatpants were, like, covered in dust because, I mean, escalators are dirty as hell, and all I was thinking was, like, "Oh my god, this." It just it was horrendous, and then I was so, so sore, and, of course, my bad shoulder now is completely, like it's really, really sore. So, like, these marks were I can't really see that well. Make it a reflection. Those marks were, like, over my whole body. So, let me show you. So, like, that's my like, that black bit there, like, that's my bra strap, so that's, like, my entire back that was just cut to hell, and then it all bruised. My entire right leg was just a bruise, like, the whole thing, and yeah, like, all my hips, everything was just cut to hell, and I still, went bike riding and swimming and took my nephews places, but when I went swimming, I had, like, a one-piece swimming costume on, swimsuit, whatever you call it, and there was no it has, like, no back, it's just, like, one like, a low back like that, and when we went to the pool loads, and I could see people being like, "What the fuck happened to her?" I probably looked like I'd escaped from somewhere. So yeah, that was quite the start to my my trip, but obviously I'm okay and everything. I just my shoulder has been really sore, but I'm gonna see one of the doctors that's in my group. He already like treats my shoulder, so um I think he's gonna give me some like more injections or something, but yeah. So my short lesbian haircut saved me, and then my Bettina t-shirt kinda saved me too because it's top quality, let me tell you. So when I got sucked into the escalator, it didn't get shredded, so it stopped some of the some of the cutting of my skin. So that was some, entertainment anyway to let you all know. Oh god. Yeah, it was wild. It was absolutely wild, but thank you for all your nice messages there. Yeah, it could have been a lot worse. The thing that saved me was I have, like, this little red backpack. It's like it's not like a small it's not as big as, like, a regular backpack. It's from, I've had it for like 10 years. It's from the Wizarding World of Harry Potter. It's just red backpack and it has a little Gryffindor patch on it. But I had like my computer, my camera, everything in my backpack. So when I fell back, I had like the backpack was sticking out. So it kind of like when I landed, it stopped my head from smacking the elevator, the escalator. So my uncle actually, when it happened, I told him, and then he told me that one time when I think he was getting the tube, he was on an escalator and he said a woman that was behind him fell back and she hit her head and like died. So I was really lucky I had that backpack on and it broke like my computer, broke loads of stuff, but I got it claimed on my insurancy thing. But my I like, it just oh god, it was just traumatic. The man only got literally, because I, like, broke his fall. So he literally got, like, 2 escalator cuts here on his hand, and then he had, like, a scratch on his knee that didn't even bleed, and then he had, like, a red like, it looked like it was gonna be a bruise, like, on his leg that was, like, not big at all. Like a kinda like a burn mark, like a c not like a carpet burn, well, kinda like a carpet burn, I guess. But, yeah, he he got, like, a 50th of my injuries because I just broke his fall, so he just, like, fell on me, and that was it. Yeah, and there's so many people who are like, obviously, like, I've only really told, like, my friends and my sisters went because obviously they like, that's who I was going to meet, and my sisters and then, like, Katie, Claire, like, all my best friends, everybody has been like, "That is my nightmare. That's my nightmare, getting getting sucked into the escalator." Apparently, it's a fear for, like, a lot of people. I think he nothing, like, happened that he fell. I think just because he was, like, really heavy and, like, having been really heavy myself too, like, if you lose your footing that way and because you are so heavy, like, it's hard to like, if I stood up now and I, misplaced my feet, I could just, sort myself out with my balance. But when you're, like, super heavy like that, you can't really right yourself. Like, that's why it is so dangerous when you are really heavy like that, because you're more likely to, like, lose your balance or fall or something like that. And then a lot of the time, if you do fall, you can't get back up because you can't lift your own body weight. So that just seemed to be the the only thing, was because obviously, like, I was right in front of him. I didn't It's not like somebody knocked him or, you know, anything like that. Yeah, can you can you imagine if I just, like, never I disappeared forever and they're like, "Oh, the escalator got her." What a what a way to go out, being sucked into an escalator. Something like that would happen to me, though. So, yeah. And then, like, when we went upstairs, there was this, like, security guard, and he literally gave me, like, one tiny bandage, and I was like, "What the hell am I gonna do with this?" I was like, "It's okay, you keep it. I'm gonna go to CVS." Oh god. Anyway, so that's a little entertainment story for you. I wish there was a way to show you Miss G right now. I'll take a picture of her so you could see her. She's full, I mean, you guys know Miss G is the ruler of the house. But now now not only is she having blankets all over, she has like 20 blankets. She has bedtime blankets, sofa blankets. Now she actually has a desk blanket. That's her. She's sitting here right now sleeping. The blanket on the desk. She just had her dinner, so she's having her after dinner nap. Very tough life here for her. Oh god. Yeah, she rules with an iron fist, Miss G does. Um, so what else? Yeah, put this here. Thingy The Morning Show, season 3 is she's just she just, like, looked at me and just went like, "Sorry, I'm talking, G." Um, she's got a little, like, paw over over her eyes. Probably the lights, so bright. What's wrong? Sorry, I have to speak now. Yeah, so The Morning Show season 3 is coming out on Wednesday. The thing I was saying this last night on my, Patreon and members live, that the one thing about the morning show is it's always I feel like it's so short, like, the just when I'm getting kind of into it, I feel like the season's always over, and then last year I did like the obviously the Bradley and, Laura storyline, but then when they did all that COVID stuff, I really didn't like that because I feel like in the because that was it came out like was it like September-ish, October 2021, was it? Did it not? Because it came out, yeah, because it came out when season 2 of The L Word and season 2 of The Morning Show at the same time, and whenever they, like, started the season normal, and we were obviously in like, the end of well, like, the 3rd of 2021, and then they rolled the show back, and it was, like, March of 2020, so we, in the real world, had, like, gone through all that COVID stuff, and people were really over it by then, and then they were showing it on the show, and it was just like, "Oh god." So, I think somebody said in my Patreon live yesterday they're gonna, like, jump forward, so that would make sense, and I really wonder how many episodes Juliana Margulies is in though, because I hope they don't like sometimes they l they, like, waste characters, because I feel like it's quite a big show, and nobody really gets, like, a ton of screen time, so I hope that they give a bit more than season 2 because there was, like, 2 episodes mid-season that there was, like, decent, Laura and Bradley stuff, and then I feel like the last couple episodes, we only got, like, a scene or 2, and then they did that ending with bringing that guy in, and it was like, "Oh, God's sake." So I hope that and I don't know, like, well, obviously, like, we are not really interested in the guy, but I don't know, I just don't even see what's supposed to be appealing about him, so not that I would if if he was, like, an appealing guy, I probably wouldn't even see it then, but yeah, I just hope they do something 'cause you know how it goes with the lesbian, bisexual women, women loving women stuff, like, they give us, like, crumbs and then expect us to watch the whole goddamn show just hoping for a few more crumbs, and they, like, drag the whole thing out, and yeah, I just don't want them to do that and then turn around and it's like, "Oh, Bradley's gonna be with that weird guy." So, fingers crossed, fingers crossed. I saw those scissors first, and I thought you were saying something about scissoring then. I was like, we're going a bit quickly in there, so yeah, I mean, yeah, there is literally, like, no women loving women couples on TV right now, like, they have literally canceled them all. So, the only ones are really, like, Maya and Karina, but obviously that show's not on at the moment because of the strike, and the whole thing with A League of Their Own is just incredibly and the fact that I don't I think that I only spoke about this briefly when it or I think it happened the last live that I did, but what they're doing with A League of Their Own and blaming it on the strike, like, it's just such bullshit. It's not that at all. It's just they're just bastards, really. That's that's the only thing, like, that's the truth. So oh, that's right. Yes, yes, I forgot that. Tig is in, season 3 of The Morning Show. You know what? I haven't actually watched the Harley Quinn Poison Ivy one. I know Evelyn really likes it, so I'll have to watch it because I it get at it. You know, when you like log into HBO, it's always one of the ones it suggests to me because it's like, oh, here's the big lesbian coming in. Send her Harley Quinn. So I'll have to check it out. I mean, I'm really struggling for stuff to watch at the moment because there's nothing new, and I feel like I've watched everything, so I'll watch it soon. The Real L Word, the foundation for do you mean like I don't if you're saying like is that the real L Word the basis? No, because the L Word, like the show, came first, and then they did the real L Word. But I never really liked the real L Word. I know Amanda did a video on it recently. Oh, if anybody enjoys reality TV, especially Sister Wives, that is a guilty pleasure of mine. I don't like reality TV, but I love Sister Wives. I've watched it for since day one, and I just find it hilarious. And Amanda has started a second channel where it's called Reality Amanda, and she's done like the first 3 videos. I'm sure she'll have a video in like a day or 2 about episode 4, but the first 3 are on Sister Wives, and it's really funny. Her videos are really good. So if you like reality TV, you should go and check Amanda's channel out. It's called Reality Amanda. I'll put a link in the I'll put a link in there. Um I said this yesterday at the Patreon and members live too, because um a lot of what I was talking about before with there just not being a lot of women loving women content. A lot of the like lesbian YouTubers that I'm friends with pretty much most of them have started second channels now too. My I'm not even calling it a second channel anymore. I'm just calling it Coffee and Cults because that's Amanda's second channel, because Coffee and Cults is very close to surpassing the subscribers on this channel, but it's already like, I mean, the views are a lot higher, but yeah, the subscribers on there is like 23K, so it's really close. And Evelyn, Alex, Ashley, Kay have all started second channels too. So I'll put them in like a pinned comment so that you can go check them out, because everybody's doing quite interesting stuff, and I think it's good to support like other women loving women creators, even if they're not, specifically doing LGBTQ stuff. So you should definitely check them out if you're interested in any of the content, because they're really good. And oh, what's wrong with you? She's like, why you got these lights on and shouting? Yeah, I didn't really like the real L Word either. I tried to watch it a few times, and it just wasn't really for me. I don't really like dating shows either. I mean, if I watch reality TV, it is something like Sister Wives, where it's something different, like you're looking at somebody who's living like a different sort of life than you. That's kind of appealing to me. Or I like stuff like Catfish and things. I just don't really watch a lot of reality TV though. But yeah, I mean, sometimes I get sucked into stuff on TLC because there's some I don't wanna say weird. There's just some alternative things going on over there sometimes. Oh, Big Brother UK starts next month? Oh, I didn't realize that. I'm It's not something that, like, I watch a ton of, but every so often I'll get into it, but not really. Again, it's like a reality TV thing, so I'm not really into that. He's talking about, like, catastrophic holidays. Yeah, hopefully no escalator accidents when I go to Florida. I've seen, like, bits of Lucy and Kate from NCIS Hawaii, because when I used to do those videos that was, like, the lesbian stuff that's coming up next month, I used to put them in those videos, like, if, the new season was coming or something, but I'm not, like, a big fan of those NCIS shows, but I'll have to look at it someday. It might be the only lesbian content on TV. Oh, Married at First Sight. Yeah, all those shows like that's not really up my street. I think maybe it's too too many straight people, but yeah, there's so many dating shows though now. Like I feel like literally isn't there ones where like they don't see people, there's ones they don't hear them, and like, I always see on Netflix, like, Love Is Blind and all that stuff advertised to me. Oh my god, Miss G looks so cute right now. I'm gonna take a picture of her. Just watching me taking pictures of my cat. Look at her. Imagine if that was your life. Imagine if that was your life. Like, you were just, like, made this she got, I made her salmon and I make her better food than myself. And then you're just, like, lying up here in a blanket and someone's petting you. I did see that, I didn't watch the whole thing. There's, like, fluff in the air. I didn't watch the whole thing with Ari, but I did see the bit where Seppi came on the live, and, she was saying, like, "Justice for Genie." It's like, oh god. Yeah, it was cute. I don't understand why they don't do more. I mean, I guess you might start to see it now more, things like that, because of the strike and, like, obviously, nobody's working because and then I mean, I've seen it a lot with people I used to work with too. Like, I worked with a lot of people who worked on Buffy and, like, big shows like that, like The L Word, that have quite, like, a cult following where they can go out and do these conventions and events, and they make, like, bank on these things. It's like, if you look at someone like, I don't know, like Charisma Carpenter, she was on Buffy and Angel, and she's actually talked about this in interviews before where she was saying like, "Oh, I didn't always get jobs after Buffy and Angel, but I was able to kind of like keep a really good stream of income because if I didn't book work, I would just book conventions." And there's people like what's her name? Claire. Oh, I can't remember her last name. But if you're like around my age, I'm sure you'll definitely remember her. She was the villain in season 5 of Buffy. She played Glory in season 5 of Buffy, and she was in that cheerleading movie Bring It On. And I don't really think she's done like a Claire Kramer, that's her name. Um, yeah, Joanne just wrote it too. Yeah, it's Claire Kramer. She has done like other stuff, but nothing, like nothing huge. but for and she was in 1 season of Buffy and Bring It On, basically, and she has done, like, conventions for, I would say, the last it must be close to 20 years because she goes to all the conventions that the L Word convention, the people that used to do that, Star Fury. I know the guy who, like, owns that, and they used to do the L Word ones, they used to do Buffy, Angel, they've done, like, Supernatural, they do loads of them, and they make a lot of money, and now I mean, I've worked some of those, and, especially if you're someone quite big or, like, well known, people like David Boreanaz and stuff, they used to get paid a fortune to come, and, like, you're literally going for, and I mean, they put them up in really this is the same thing that happened with the L Word cast, and I think I remember hearing that, like, Laurel had a really good relationship with the Star Fury people because I think she was, like, one of the first ones that they got, and then she had such a good experience that she then was like, "Oh, you guys should do this, it's great." And they used to, because like, most of the Star Fury conventions were in Blackpool, which is, like, in the north of England, and it is, like, a little it's like a seaside holiday town, like it's not like a huge, like, bustling city or anything. It's somewhere that, like, most people, if they don't wanna leave England for, like, vacation, they'll go to, like, the beach up there or something in the summer, and it has, like, lights and things at night. I don't know tons about Blackpool, but yeah, it's cheap to hold conventions there, and they basically, so, like, with the L Word one, they would fly them in and, like, they're going, like, business class and everything like that, and they put them in nice hotels, they pick them up, like, they have drivers, they give them, 'cause when I was, like, a teenager, I used to do this a lot, is I used to be, like, basically, like, the personal assistant to, like, I never did L Word ones, obviously, because this is before the L Word existed. I did, like, Buffy ones and stuff where they get, like, a assistant to basically be like, and like a handler person they have as well that's just in charge of them and making sure that they have everything they want, that they constantly have like a coffee or a beer or whatever they want to drink, and their food, and they're driven here and driven there, and getting them from doing the pictures to doing the autographs. And I think Laurel had such a good experience that then she was like, oh, like, the rest of you should do this, and that's how they would then all go over and do it. And I mean, it's literally usually most of them are like 2 or 3 days. So they do like a Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and the majority of them will do like the whole 3 days. But then some people will just do like the one that Jennifer Beals is doing. I think they will tell you like, "Oh, they're only here on like Saturday AM and like Sunday PM or something." And you go, they are at the event a lot of the time, at like the L Word specific one. You know that video where Jennifer and Laurel like are like standing, but like with their arms around each other, and it looks like it was filmed in a potato because it is obviously an old fashioned camera on it. And whenever it's like a specific L Word event or like a Buffy one, like not like a big convention like the one Jennifer's doing that's like, tons of different shows and actors, they will do like talks. So, for instance, if it was an L Word one, say Jennifer, Laurel, Kate, and Leisha were there, they would all do like a question and like, well, they'll first do like a talk, and then they would do like question and answer things. So maybe they'd break it up that like Leisha and Kate would do one together, and then Jennifer and Laurel would do one together. And they do that in like the big hall. And then that like later on will be like autograph sessions, and because well, they used to do, like, pictures, but the convention would, like, take the pictures, and then so say you got a picture taken, like, Saturday morning, they would then 'cause, again, I'm talking about, like, this I did this in, like, 2001 when I was, like or I think the last one I did was 2003, so I was, like, 16, and we would print all the pictures, and say you got, like and obviously the L Word ones were later. Say you got a picture with, like, Jennifer and Laurel, they'd print it, and then the actors would, like, sit and basically just, like, sign them all too, and then you'd be able to go and, like, pick them up, like, later in the day, and I'm sure now they do it with, like, cell phones and stuff and not printing them out, but yeah, and then they would do, like, the, autograph sessions and stuff like that, and you could bring whatever, but I've seen now that what a lot of like, even they have basically, like, online conventions. So and I don't know why the L Word people don't do this. If they wanna do it, I'll organize it because I've seen the a lot of the Buffy people do it, and Sarah Michelle Gellar, like, she never does conventions, like, she doesn't really do anything to do with Buffy, and she's even started doing this now because you don't interact with the like people in real life. You basically like okay, so say Jennifer and Laurel are going to do one. You basically would open up the tickets or the autographs and you so say I don't know, say like my Elwood book, I want to get Laurel to sign it because it's signed by Jennifer, and you send your items in. They have like a window of okay, you have to send it in to this address in this time frame, and when you send it in, or you can just say, oh, I just want them to sign, like they'll give you like 10 options for pictures or something, and you have to pay like Sarah Michelle Gellar's fee is like $250 or something like that. It's a lot. And then they do the signing, but they do the signing like the way Ari was doing it the other day, where it's like on well, it's not on Instagram Live. The convention would have it on like Zoom or something like that. And then they would be able to see the person signing it for them. So I don't know why the L Word people don't do that because there's definitely so many people who would be interested in that. Or even even like Pants or something doing it. And they can do it from like their home and stuff, you know? Oh, I don't let me see. I don't see anything. Was there like a spam thing or something? Someone must have got it. Because anybody who has like a little anyone who's in my Patreon is or anyone I've made a moderator has a little like blue spanner thing. Those people have like powers that they can delete messages or like put people in timeout and stuff. And obviously, like I made Tammy like a moderator on my channel, like way even before I had Patreon members, because I trust her like with her judgment and stuff to. But I haven't even actually seen Tammy in here, but the rest, everybody else who has the powers and stuff, like I trust everyone's judgment. No, I didn't. I don't see what they. Oh, I think I see now. Yeah, so I think they should do that, b especially now when I guess maybe they probably couldn't well, the L word's over, because sometimes, you know, like, they can't publicize, like, anything they're working on now, but I guess they could just do it as, themselves, like, "Oh, Jennifer Beals gonna do autographs," if they didn't wanna, push, a certain show or something like that, but, yeah, I especially because they're the sort of cast that there's lots of other ways for people to, like, meet actors and, like, get their autographs and stuff like that, like, even, because like, I collect autographs, when I started doing, like, all those, movies and things when I was, like, a little kid, like and this is before, obviously, phones, having cameras and stuff, so I'm talking about, like, when I was, like, 8, when I did the first movie, and that was, like, 1994 or 5, so I also have gone to, like, autograph collector stores, and I've got some things from there, like, I have, Carrie Fisher, like, a thing signed by her, I have, like, a Helen Mirren one, like, I've got thousands of autographs, and I always would look for L Word people, just because not for like, my collection as in, "Oh, I want this cool collection," but just because like, I personally like the L Word, and I would never ever find any. Obviously, now I have, Laurel and Jennifer, and I had Leisha because I met her, like, a long time ago when the original L Word was on, and then one of my lovely subscribers actually sent me some autographs of, like, Kate and Aaron and, there was I think it was Lover Cindy, there was one, like, guest star, so that was and, Mia as well, which was, like, amazing, so but they're all from the L Word event because 'cause they're, like, the pictures that they did from the L Word event, and I just think there's loads of people that would be interested in that if they did something like what Ari was doing the other day, especially when they can have, like, a little interaction. Oh, yeah, someone was telling me about the Grey's Anatomy Station 19 convention. Isn't it in France, I think? Yeah, that's what I was meaning to tell you, like, I think they would have if they did it right now, they'd have to just do it the way Ari was doing it, like, Ari's signing autographs, not Danny from the L Word is, but even, when the strike's over and stuff, I think people would still be interested. Like, think about when Pants did the calls, that those were, like, really popular, and they were, like, expensive too. Oh, they originally it was London. Oh, I would have gone if it was London. I'll have to see. A lot of my aunts and uncles have, houses in France, so maybe if it was near one of their houses, I could go stay in one of their houses and go. But, yeah, I guess the convention thing, like, doesn't interact with the or, like, matter with the well, like, it's outside the US too, so that's probably why it's okay. Yeah, I've always noticed that there is so many more European conventions. Like, look at the L Word ones, they were all in the UK, and I mean, the US, I feel like their conventions are always the, like, multi ones. They do obviously, like, Buffy specific ones, and I've seen, like, Supernatural and stuff, but I feel like that the US, it does those, like, bigger ones that have, like, tons. When I lived in New Jersey, there used to be tons in New Jersey, like, for so many different shows. Is anybody in the chat going to Texas, going to Jennifer's one? There's been a few people that have messaged me and told me they're going. So I do think there's gonna be like a decent amount of L word people. And there was a few people that messaged me and were like asking like, oh, am I gonna go and stuff? But I literally leave Florida, like, 2 days before it, so it would be insane to go, especially because I just was in Oregon. So and, I mean, I just going all the way to Texas from here for, like, 5 minutes, not even 5, probably, like, 2 minutes, probably, like, 30 seconds. So, yeah, it's just if it was, like, Florida or California, I probably would have gone because then I would have been able to, like, do other stuff, but, I definitely wanna hear about everybody's time there and stuff, and I know there was some people that were saying they're going, but, like, they don't really know anyone. Go into my, L Word Station 19 Grey's Anatomy Facebook group, because there's quite a lot of people in that group, and if you post in there and say, like, "Oh, I'm going," if you wanna meet up with some other people, I would definitely suggest doing that because I know there is, like, a good amount of people going because they sent me messages. Or even if you wanna go into Chris and Jess have a really big L Word Facebook group that has, like, way more people than mine. It's, the L Word Online. If you just type that into Facebook and go to groups, you should post in there too. And I know there's, a good few people, especially, like, subscribers of mine that are going to Barcelona too. So if anybody wants to, find some other L Word people to meet up with, that's definitely what I suggest you do is go to those groups. I mean, this was I did think that the strike wouldn't allow for the conventions and stuff, but I think if they're not show specific, so, like, outside the US, they can do, whatever because we still are having shows made here and filmed and everything like that. It's only the US that the strike is affecting right now, and I mean, obviously, like, Jennifer is doing that convention, so I know she wouldn't do it if it wasn't, okay. So it probably is just, like, as long as it's not specifically promoting a show that's on the air right now, because I think all the well, I haven't really looked at a lot of the other guests, but, like, all the shows that Jennifer's talking about, like, are stuff that's finished already, like the L Word or the Book of Boba Fett. They really talk about Flashdance in her, thing as well. So, it I definitely, like, would bet a lot of money that there's no way that Jennifer would do it if it wasn't, like, totally cool. "Oh, we'll be having a tough evening over there, stretching. Are you okay?" Eyes are rolling around in her head. San Francisco. Oh, I don't know. Let me see. You wanna say hi while you're getting up and moving? Before you get down for a little another nap? You say hi to everyone. Say love you. How's everyone doing? Oh, very sleepy, very sleepy. Sorry to disturb you, mademoiselle. Do you need to go back to sleep? I swear I need to come back as Miss G in my next life. She has the best life. Oh, yeah, it's in Texas. Laurel should have gone. Let me see. San Francisco with Eileen. Oh, it's got dark really quick there. Oh, yeah, here we go. San Francisco Summit. Jennifer Beals, Eileen Chaikin, and Cara Swisher will be on stage at the San Francisco Summit. Oh, I think there's a little ad here. Let me see. Um, oops. Oh yeah, we can watch this little video. Let me see. Sharing, yes.
We've been fighting this fight for generations and we'll never stand down. They may try to erase our stories from classrooms and libraries, but we're here. We're here today at the White House.
No, that's cool.
My secret hope, even when we were shooting the pilot, that it might be helpful to some young girl out there.
It's like, whoa, that was really hard. Like, wow, I really got attacked on Twitter. And I was like, welcome to the world of women, people of color, and marginalized communities.
Oh, virtual. So sorry, my band is making noise. October 16th in person. So, we should. I'm gonna have to look at that virtual thing because if we, some way, I don't know if it's like something that you just watch, then if it's like interviews and stuff, then obviously I'll do like a video or something on it. And if it was like longer, we could do like a live and watch it together because it's I I that is what I would if content if Showtime weren't such psychos about the copyright thing, like that is what I would prefer to do, like for the L word and stuff is literally like do a live, and so we're watching it together, and like obviously I can read the chat and stuff and see what people are saying, but I can never do that because of copyright. Like they would just take down the stream immediately. I've tested it before with Chris and Jess actually, and they just immediately like took it down. But anyway, the something like this, it's not obviously copyrighted, it's not content, it's like an interview, so or speech or whatever it is. So maybe it's like a purchase thing or whatever it is, like I'll either do a video or preferably like it would be cool to, if it worked with like time and things, to do like a live and then we could just like watch it together. Like I'm assuming they're going to do some sort of speech, like when they did that event, the three of them, before Gen Q season 3 premiered and they did it in San Francisco. That would be cool if it was like something like that again. And obviously like last time we had to wait for like other fans to upload it, but this looks like it's going to be streamed, so that would be really cool if there was like if there was like tickets. Maybe the way I went up when I was sick in May and I didn't go to Florida on my trip in May. Well, because it was the start of summer holidays, like the tickets were a bit more expensive, and because it was the bike race here, the tickets off the Isle of Man were really expensive. So I got like Aer Lingus is like the Irish um aircraft carrier like the why am I having such trouble with this word? It's the not brand. What am I I'm having like a brain aneurysm. It's the name of just like the airplane company. And they gave me a voucher for like the flights that I missed because I obviously I had insurance. And I ended up getting one voucher in dollars. It's like $2,200. And then I got another one for it's like £450. So it's like $650. So I had like nearly 3 grand in airplane vouchers. And when I booked this airline, thank you. I don't know why I was having a brain moment there. So when I booked my trip like for next week, it's September, all the kids are back in school. So it was super cheap. It was only like $600, like both ways altogether. So I have like nearly 2 grand in airline tickets that I can I mean, obviously I can use it whenever. So, in my head, I was like, "Oh, I might go to California in January, like, do, like, LA and, like, see my sister in Oregon again." So, I don't know. I have to look into this event and see what it is. October can be on my travels again to San Francisco. I'll have to see, I'll have to see. But that would be cool. Oh, what? Oh no, Karen, you're gonna miss it by like one day. You have to go back to New York on the 16th. Yeah, some that does. I wonder how, like what type of event it is because if it's like an enormous event, like it would be hard, it would be hard to get maybe into the Jennifer Beals, Eileen Shaken, Cara Swisher talk, but if you could guarantee that you could get a ticket to their interview Q&A, whatever it is, then I'd definitely look at it. Yeah, I'd be really, really interested to see what they say because you have to think too now, like it's not only is like Gen Q this is probably the first time that this is the first time that they've really done an interview together where Gen Q's been done, and also it's been done and there's been a good amount of time passed. It's not like it was canceled last week. So, I'm really interested to see what they're gonna say, but also they probably won't really be able to say anything about the L Word New York or anything in the future because of the strike. So, they probably would only talk about, like, Gen Q being over or, like, the original L Word. What show is this? What show is this, Letty? Oh, Lori, thank you so much for the super sticker. Thank you, my little guy. It's like a little fox raccoon. I didn't see how much the tickets were. So let me see. San Francisco Summit ticket price. Gee, can you not do that right now, please? Gee. You being a cheeky woman. You being a cheeky little woman. Hmm? Oh, I'm working on a video for Coffee and Cults right now that I told my patrons and members about it last night. I'm so excited about it, but it's gonna be a long one. I'm gonna try and get it out next Tuesday or Wednesday, like when I'm going away. So I'm gonna be working hard on it. Crunch time. Oh, this is it last year. Oh, I'm not sharing my screen. Hang on, let me show you. Whoops. I'm inviting people. I am gonna have to go in a sec because I have a really early appointment tomorrow. I need to wash my hair. Got something in my eye. Okay, so this was last year. Wait, I just saw Rosie last year, and I saw something about Kate and Leisha. Oh, look, yeah, they went last year. I don't remember this. Does anybody remember this last year? I mean, there was sorry, my band is making a gurgling noise. Last year. September. Gee, you're so funny. September last year. So that will have been like 2 months before season 3. Why do we not does anybody remember this? 699? It increases mid-July to 1,000. Are you joking? Oh my god. 1,000 $1,000 a ticket? Jesus. Oh my god. There's also free tickets, so I am confusion. Yeah, $1,000 or free. That's quite the range. I mean, it's lesbians who tech, so it would be a business expense, guys. Imagine. Well, actually, I probably could write it off as a business expense. Be like, oh, I had to go to this £1,000 dollar summit in San Francisco. Yeah. Oh, this is the virtual one, I think. Yeah, this is the virtual one. So if I went, it would be on my business that I'd be going. But that is pricey, like pricey. If you hit register, it'll show you the. Let me see. I'll register. I'll register for the virtual one anyway. Oh yeah, so this is this. This is this here, is it? Yeah. Cool. Well, we'll take a look and see what's going on there. Interesting, either way. Interesting. Oh, hey Dee, how you doing? You're at work? Thanks for coming to say hi. I am. I'm just gonna wrap up now too, but thank you for popping in to say hi. Might be cheaper than flying to Texas. Oh yeah, yeah. It's not like an oh, I've got something in my eye. It's not like it's like a fan event or something. It's like a tech conference. Oh yeah, I'll do it. I'm not gonna. I don't want to put my details on on live. So yeah, I'll take a look and see what the situation is, because it might be just interesting anyway. Like that it's a lesbian tech event, so I'll definitely take a look at it. And I am going to wrap up for the evening because I have a very early meeting tomorrow. And yes, I'm gonna see what happens with the morning show on Wednesday because I think normally they release like the first 2 episodes, I think, and see what the sort of situation is for Bradley and Laura and how much screen time they're giving or not giving. And I will probably I'm doing mostly lives on my Patreon and members like every I think been doing like 3 a month. So those are on Sundays and they're open up to the all the Patreons and members. For this live, obviously I with no like shows and stuff, I don't want to just do like, do you know what I mean? Like I don't want people to think like, oh, like if I'm not going to talk about anything, then if people don't want to come to, then there's no point in doing it every single week if there's like no shows to talk about and things like that. But if I'm spacing it out more like every 2 weeks or 3 weeks or whatever it is, then there's a bit more information that we can talk about. And like, even with some of these, hopefully events happening, there's like little bits of information here and there. And I mean, hopefully this goddamn strike is over soon because it's just infuriating that they won't pay these people. And I I obviously have my Coffee and Cults channel that I'm putting out lots of content over there, and I really, really like doing those videos, and they've been doing pretty good. So I will continue doing my patron and members lives. Like there's at least 2 or 3 a month. So those are on Sundays. And then for now, I will probably do the live every 2 Mondays until something else is happening. And I will do the next live while I'm in Florida, so it'll be a bit better for the US people. So I'll pick obviously one of the days when I'm there because like I don't know really my schedule yet when I'm seeing like friends and stuff. So I'll probably do it like 7 o'clock Eastern time. So hopefully that'll work out better for people. And I'll make sure to put it up like a few days before so everybody knows in advance. And yeah, just as always, thank you so, so, so much for coming. I really, really appreciate it so much. And especially like when the L word's not on and there's no shows on, I really, really do appreciate you guys coming and like chatting to me and stuff. Oh, yes, I will have that video with Claire soon. We're just trying to set up. I'm seeing her on Wednesday and we're gonna figure out when we're gonna film. So Claire finished the original L Word and now she's starting on Gen Q. So we'll do the original L Word review and then when she finishes Gen Q, we'll do that one. So I do have that video coming soon. And if you are interested in fraud, scams, cults, influencers who are scumbags, then go and check out my Coffee and Cults channel. It's linked on my channel page too. So check it out if you're interested in that. And Miss G and I will see you for the next live in the US. Hopefully, hopefully no more escalator escapades. And if you don't know what that means, go back to the start of the live and listen to my escalator story. So I love you so much. Thank you as always for coming. I will see you in like 10 days probably for the Florida live and I'll see you all soon. Take care, be good, and I love you. Bye guys.